Get woke, go broke. Now, honestly, this is going to end up being a triple upload day, so I'm not even sure how many of you are even going to get the notification. So I know I'm always asking for you to share the tweet I pin and to like the video, but this one is going to be one you're going to want to go out of your way to share, because we have a fabulous happy ending to an SJW attacking the community. So many of you have emailed me with a situation that's going on with Guild Wars 2, and particularly notorious SJW Jessica Prince. She had left Paizo Publishing back in 2012, and of course has been a victim of many things in her life. Let's go through a little bit of her history. Most infamously, she once openly harassed another company, DriveThruRPG, a pay-for-download web store that was in direct competition with Paizo, where she was employed at the time, for carrying a product title, Tournament of Demonetized. This was a book of bad guys. Even the book storefront could have done a better job driving that home for the PC to oppose. Yet she publicly harassed them until the book's publisher took it down. DriveThruRPG shortly after created an offensive content policy, despite having gotten along fine without one for over a decade. Brianna Wu, of all people, praised her for this in a horrifically inaccurate summary of her tweets. Another thing you might know Jessica Prince for was celebrating Total Biscuit's passing by tweeting out, "The kindest thing I can say is I'm glad he's no longer around to keep doing harm." So we know what we've got. This is somebody who is a garbage human, someone that would praise somebody's passing, someone who had cancer, and not see anything wrong with that. Well, recently, she went on to attack a well-respected content creator in this community where there was a thread, Jessica Prince saying, "Since I spent all kinds of time saying it on the Reddit AMA and haven't talked about actual game dev on Twitter in a while," imagine my shock. Social justice warrior using the platform that their job gave them to espouse politics, she must be the first. Here's a thread about writing for the PC character in an MMO. "The dirty secret is I'm not sure it's possible to make an MMORPG or a CRPG character compelling because people have different expectations about what that character will be, as opposed to a pre-designed character in a single-player game." To which Duror, I hope I'm saying your name right, my dude. You are a Guild Wars YouTuber. If you're into Guild Wars, check out his channel. Maybe that will offset me mispronouncing your name. Really interesting read. However, allow me to disagree slightly. I don't believe the issue lies in MMORPG genre itself, as your wording seemingly suggests. I believe the issue lies in the constraints of a living story's narrative design. So, let's just say, politely disagreeing. To which he replies, Jessica replies, "Thanks for trying to tell me what we do internally, my dude." Interesting. To then, she retweets, "Today in being a female game dev, allow me, a person who does not work with you, explain to you how you do your job." It's almost like she's looking for something to be offended by. That was probably the most tame. By the way, I'm sure you're learning to love this person. I promise you, stick around. We've got some exciting news at the end of this video. It's so exciting. Allow me, again, I believe the correct place to direct this request for help is customer service. I'm afraid I can't do anything about people's in-game behavior. I'm sorry. Hello, we quantify our group of female raiders, but those male sexists in Snow Crows constantly verbally abuse us. Please help. I'm assuming that's a joke. Maybe it isn't. Good Lord. Oh my God. So Jessica Prince, of course, still ranting and raving. As an amateur fantasy writer, I would like to tell you, a professional fantasy writer, maybe listen to yourself and stop right there, my dude. Subtweeting. Or maybe it wasn't valid criticism, and it was instead the same sexist stuff she has to put up with. Like, this Ken's a legit caping. He's caping here hard. While it's odd they would classify themselves and you would it's possible they still have valid criticism. Perhaps we clearly don't know the whole story, but I did see a sexist comment from what was provided. I'm sorry, did not. I'd rather not assume someone is a sexist rather than it was a valid criticism or not. Don't know what I said to upset you, but fair enough. She's getting ratioed on her own thread. Her own thread. I mean, it's pathetic. Sure, dude. Now get out of my fucking feed with your assumptions and your entitlement to my time. Wow. Again, another member of the community getting attacked by an employee. There were many threads, but the TLDR was long explanation how and why the PC in Guild Wars 2 can't have many character traits. He has to be a blank slate for the player by an narrative dev. Someone disagrees and then gets complained about. It's probably fair to say. I mean, he said at one point, "You're getting mad at my obvious attempt at creating dialogue and discussion with you. Instead, you're just replying that I am wrong or otherwise correct me in my false assumptions. It's really disheartening for me. You do you, though. I'm sorry if I offended. I'll leave you to it." I mean, the guy couldn't have been more polite, right? In any way. Now, we see this behavior from insiders, for example, in Magic the Gathering. We see this behavior from comic books. We see this behavior from game developers. And rarely do we see justice served. But my friends, breaking just now, right now, we have some justice. And it is ice cold. Ice cold. Mike O'Brien. Recently, 2 of our employees failed to uphold our standards of communicating with players. Their attacks on the community were unacceptable. As a result, they're no longer with the company. I'm a huge fan of Mike O'Brien now. Massive fan of the Guild Wars 2 family. I want to be clear that the statements they made do not reflect the views of ArenaNet at all. As a company, we always strive to have a collaborative relationship with the Guild Wars community. We value your input. We make this game for you. It's so sappy, but it makes me want to play Guild Wars 2 right now because it's so rare to see a company understand who their customers are and to defend them against the kind of vitriol we have to be subjected to. I've been banned for life from Magic the Gathering, and because I'm a bit of an edgy boy, but I have to sit there and look at the anointed ones, the shills, the employees of the company that makes the game that I love talk shit about the players who spend their hard-earned money on the game. We see this in comics, talking down about any criticisms, having the thinnest of skin on the planet Earth. No ideas about no respect for the licenses that they protect. We see with Fat G.I. Joe. We see all sorts of things. It is so rare for us to see a company stand up and protect their community, to recognize that without the customer, they are nothing, something that every business should recognize, something that I can't believe no one else has ever. I can't think of another time I'm just like flabbergasted that this even happened. I'm so happy for the Guild Wars community, and I'm really hoping that other industries like comics or Magic the Gathering or any tabletop games start to slow their roll a little bit and think about what their employees say to the customer. Because without us, you get woke, you go broke. This is fantastic way to end July 5th. I hope you enjoyed this video. I did 3 different videos, 3 very different videos today. Make sure you don't miss any of them. We'll see you tomorrow.